Welcome back to Smart Life, Less Effort. I use AI the way I use a planner, to get out of my head and into action. In Saturday's video, I shared how I redesigned a routine that wasn't working anymore. Today, I'm showing exactly how I do that with AI, step by step. When a routine starts to fall apart, most advice tells you to push through or start over. But I've found it's usually more helpful to pause and ask why it's not working anymore. This process isn't about building a new routine. It's about adjusting one that already exists so it fits your life right now. You can follow along with any routine that's been feeling off: a morning routine, an evening routine, a weekly reset, or even a work workflow. So here's where I start. I tell ChatGPT, here's a routine I'm trying to follow. I'll describe what it includes and how it's supposed to work. Help me analyze why it might not be working as well as I hoped. Then I pasted in a sample routine that I found on the internet, which seems great on paper, but likely not realistic, which is actually the response I get from ChatGPT. The routine is beautiful and also extremely demanding. So automatically went into kind of the critique of the routine. If it didn't, I could add in another prompt, which could be which parts of the routine are likely creating friction. But here, ChatGPT pretty much goes through like you have no slack for anything, when your kids are sick, when things go wrong at work, you're emotionally drained, or whatever it may be. So it does pretty well at identifying patterns that show up. It could be too many steps, poor timing, in this case very unrealistic expectations, and a little bit too much structure. So that's really, I would pause and reflect based on this feedback it's getting me. Some of it, a lot of it resonates, but some of it doesn't. And so it's really just good to keep in mind AI suggests things, but I decide. And that's usually the theme, how you use it to help bring a different perspective, not make all your life decisions for you. So the next step is focusing on adjusting, not replacing your routine. So instead of asking for a new routine, I ask, how could I simplify or adjust this routine so it feels easier to return to, even on lower energy days? That's typically my trap when I cannot be perfect. So this is where the routine usually becomes more realistic based on AI. The steps start to get shorter, the timing may shift, expectations soften. Here, I really like that I identified 3 anchors that could be non-negotiable. So that is what resonates with me the most. It still has a lot of suggestions, but again, I really like the first suggestion that it has. So then that's what I would like to iterate on. So then I tell ChatGPT, for the 3 anchors that you identified, help me create a test version of this routine that I could try for 1 week. So this keeps it experimental, not necessarily permanent, but something that I could, give it a go for the next week or 2. And so it does that. It takes the 3 anchors, gives a lot of guidelines here, helps me potentially prioritize. And so at this point, I'll take what I think resonates the most for me. I might word it differently or organize it differently. I definitely shorten it so that it's something I can just do a quick glance and know what my priorities are for the day. So I decide when or if it belongs in my day, and then at that point, it stops being an AI routine and then starts really being mine. This works for any routine that used to work, feels overwhelming, looks good on paper, but doesn't match real life anymore. You don't need a new routine. You likely just need a better fit. Here's the prompt that you can use. Help me analyze why this routine isn't working anymore. then help me simplify or adjust it so it's easier to return to. This is how I use AI to redesign routines without forcing consistency or starting over. I'll see you in the next Smart Life, Less Effort tutorial. See you then.